it's Lindsay here with Pilates on Demand. I'm super stoked for our Seriously Strong Pilates class today with some heavy dumbbells. But first, I'm gonna introduce to you this awesome brand, Just Strong, that I am collaborating with today. So as you can see, I'm wearing a super cute outfit by them. These are their ribbed biker shorts and their sports bra. It's feeling very supportive without any of those really annoying pads that you have to like rip out and throw away because they got all mushed up. So that's nice, it's supportive on its own. I'm wearing an extra small in the top and the bottoms, and they fit like a dime. I'm about 5'4" and between 115, 120. Really don't weigh myself anymore, so that's just a guess. They are certainly squat proof. If you want to check them out, you can check them out right now, but you're also going to see that in the workout itself that this is a no-show in a good way. I'd say the quality is really great, and you're going to notice that as we move through all the exercises, because as I planned this class working out with the weights, it wasn't like moving around where I had to like pull it up, or it didn't give me like a wedgie. I obviously have no camel toe action, which is also good. And guess what? I have a discount code for you. It is Lindsay-10, and it is going to pop up right here in the video when I do the editing, and I'll also put it in the description below. So we're kicking off our Seriously Strong Pilates class today with some heavier weights. Now, I usually lift a little bit heavier than this, but heavy weights for Pilates is 10 pounds. Usually we use like 2 or 3 pounds. So by heavy weights, that's what I'm referring to, just something heavier than what we would usually use for our Pilates class. But what makes this a Pilates class rather than just a weightlifting class with the dumbbells is that we are going to stay true to the slow, controlled tempo in smaller movements. So this is a slowing it down class and really just embracing the feels. Okay guys, so I am going to be using a 10-pound dumbbell. That is my heavy weight for today. We're gonna start this whole series over on the right leg. We're gonna take it to the left, then we're gonna hit the abs, and we're gonna hit the arms. So it is full body, everything's gonna get a little something today. So let's get into it. Grab onto your dumbbell, place it into the right hand. We're starting standing. With that left leg, that supporting leg, make sure you don't sit into the hip. So lift up, hug it in, rest the weight on your right leg, and slightly turn the right leg in. We're gonna start with alternating circles. That right leg's going forward, back and around. Once it comes through center, it's gonna go back, forward, and around. I'm keeping the leg off the floor as much as I can. If I need to tap it down through center, I lose my balance, no problem. You just take it where you need it for the day. So alternating circles. And when we go for that circle, I want you to try to keep your chest over your hips. So when that leg is high, try not to lean over to the left. Woo! So just warming the body up, making sure there's a tiny bend in the standing knee. Both legs are certainly going to get work, even though the right leg is our focus for the first round. Good, we take it to the front, circle it around, and then take it to the back. Woo, starting to feel that outer hip turn on. Get a little glute activation here. And make sure that your arm is only spotting the weight and not lifting it out here. Yeah, so that the leg is getting the work. Okay, let's go one more in each direction, wherever you're at. And last one. Lining the legs up. We're gonna lift the right leg all the way to the right, hold. Pulse it twice, up, up, take it down. Hugging that left hip in, we lift the leg up. Lift, lift, take it down. So what I'm wanting you to really work here is a slow, controlled lift and not a kick. If you lift the leg so high up over here and you're doing this, you're not gonna feel it in your hip. So if you're not feeling the hip, make it smaller, make it tighter, and slow it down. We lift, hold, up, up. Okay, if you want more, move slower and hold that leg up higher for a little bit longer. Okay, let's go for 2 more of those. Lift, up, up. Take it down. Last one. We lift, up, up. Take it down. One hand on each side of the weight, okay? Line the legs up, sit those hips back, drop it low. Reach your tailbone back, shift the weight back into the heels, but still keep those toes planted. We're into our skater. We're gonna tap the left leg out as we straighten the arms, bicep curl, bring it in. I'm keeping my weight into my right leg. So when the leg taps out to the left, I'm not moving with it like this. Okay, so keep your body weight to the right, load the right glute. Okay, from the side angle, you can see that my butt is reaching back and not the knee going forward like this. So move the body weight back. You got it. Lengthen out, curl it in. Okay, keep your upper arms glued to your sides so the movement is just from the lower part of the arm. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, starting to feel a light perspiration. So I know that my body is nice and warm, so it's time to turn the heat up. So I want you to drop down another inch, sit into those hips. Okay, slightly, once you've got the movement down, the chin tucks just a little bit, you're looking out in front of you. So neck placement, shoulder placement, all important to keep that spine nice and healthy and strong. Okay, drop an inch lower, feel into the movement. Breathe in and out. Then we're gonna come into our scooter next. Breathe in, breathe out, making sure that core is turned on, you guys. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, place the weight into the left hand. The right foot is forward. You're going to row the left elbow as you tap the left leg out behind you. Bring the left leg and reach the weight towards the floor. Row, tap, bring it in. Row, tap, bring it in. You got it. Drawing that left shoulder blade to the spine. Hugging into that right glute. Squeeze it into a fist. Good. And keep the spine long. So none of this, yeah? Open the chest up. Create that nice neutral spine in the low back. Sit a little lower. Firing it up. Let's go for 5, 4. We're gonna go into our lunges in 3, for 2. Last 1. Tuck the left toes behind you and come more upright. Glue your left elbow to your waist and flip the left palm to the ceiling. So we go down into the lunge. As you stand up, you're gonna open into your external rotation. Bring your wrist back in line with the left elbow. We lunge down, stand up, external rotation. So the external rotation is where your upper arm stays pinned to the side, and we move from that lower arm. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Awesome, guys. I want you to drive that right heel through the floor. Push it down to stand up. Okay, we are here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Take it all the way down. Put the weight on the right thigh. Drop a little lower. Come meet me here. And let's make it small and slow. Up and down. Working for it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Down, down, down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it all the way up. Step it together. Okay, guys, we're coming down to the mat. So keep in mind the right leg is still going to be the leg that's getting lifted up. So we're hitting an all fours position. Right leg lifts up, straight back behind us.
The weight's in the left hand. Turn your left wrist forward. Keep your left elbow where it's at, right underneath the shoulder, and curl the weight to the shoulder, and then extend the arm back to the floor. So we've got a hanging bicep curl basically. So usually you would need like a weight bench to do something like this, or you could hinge forward standing. So just kind of a fun variation that's definitely gonna fire the core up. So how we're making this Pilates is that when we move the dumbbell, we are creating a lot of stability in the rest of the body. So we move the dumbbell, I don't wanna see you moving anything else. Okay guys, flex that bicep, resist it down. Make that body work. Good, so if you have any low back pain, I would suggest tucking your hips more here. If you feel pretty strong in your core, you could maintain a neutral spine. Just make sure your abs are tight. Okay, last two. Last one. Okay, we're gonna take this into a fly, so round out through your left arm. Square your chest to the ground. We're gonna lift the left arm out to the side and then lower it back down. Pulling that right shoulder blade down the back. And when you lift the left arm into the fly, we're really trying to keep everything else still. You could always put the knees down if you feel like that's just too much for your body, okay? Let's go for 4 and 3. Oh, I'm feeling this one. For 2 and 1. Okay, so same leg, just changing so you can see it. Put the dumbbell behind the back of your right knee. Get it really wedged in there so it doesn't move. Squeeze it, hands underneath the shoulders. Flex that right foot, lift the abs. We're gonna do donkey kicks. Hold at the top, control it down. Lift, squeeze. Control it down. Now it's fine if you have the natural curve in the lower back, but I want your stomach pulled in. Okay, so tucking the hips isn't necessarily going to pull the abs in, so you have to do that action as well. If you're a dancer and you like to turn out, really try to get your right knee to point to the floor. Exhale up, squeeze that dumbbell really tight. Inhale down. I'm definitely feeling the shakes, you guys. Okay, if you have a hard time moving slowly, I want you to count it out for yourself in your head, like 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, lower down, 4, 3, 2, 1. So try to occupy your mind. If you have a tendency to rush, right? Going faster doesn't necessarily make it harder. Squeeze, lift. Resist it down. Okay, keep a good tight clamp on that weight. And that's not just so you don't loose it, that's also so you get the hamstring to contract. So use the prop. Take a peek at the right hip and the left hip. Both hip bones should point to the floor. And your left hip, the kneeling leg, that should hug in and stack over the knee. So sometimes I see people like bending their elbows, doing this. Keep your arms really strong and straight. They're part of the exercise as well. Good, you got this. This is a lot of reps on this glute, but don't worry. There's a reason we're doing this many reps, because it works. If you feel like it's too much with the weight, just lose the weight and keep up with the reps. Okay, let's go for 5 more. You're almost there. For 5. And 4. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one. We hold it and we do a small up and down. Small movement. At the top, I don't want you to think of this movement being so much from your leg. Think about it being from your butt. Squeeze your right glute, lift. Squeeze the right glute, lift. Squeeze, lift. You got it. Good, let's go for 10, 9, 8. Get your leg up there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float it down. Okay, so we're going kneeling facing each other. So side kneeling. Put the weight in the right hand. Side kicks. So put the left hand underneath the shoulder and extend the right leg out to the right. With the dumbbell, reach it to the floor towards that left hand. Then keeping the arm close to you, row the dumbbell across the chest and reach it up. Nothing funky with the shoulder, pull it down. Bend the elbow, keep it close to you, reach it to the floor, add the leg. Row, lift the leg, press it up. Bend the elbow, lower the leg, okay? We got it. So this is really full body. Arms, obliques like crazy. Outer hips. When you lift that right leg, hold and squeeze, just like we did with that warm-up move. Row across, lift up, bring it down. I like this move. There's a lot going on with this one. Okay, I'm trying not to go into a back bend here. So rib cage, draw it into the body. And I'm definitely twisting my chest, but not my hips. So when I go to the floor, I'm turning my chest towards the ground, and then I'm rowing it up and squaring the chest right face towards the camera. Taking it down, rowing it up. Good, let's do a couple more. Okay, let's go for 5 right here. For 5. Good, feel into the movement. And 4. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one. And 1. Control it down. Come down onto the left forearm. We got a side plank with some clamshells. I want your heels together and really far back. So tight bend of the knees. Weights going onto the outside of that right thigh. We go up with the hips. We open the right knee, squeeze the glutes. Lower everything down. Lift open. Lower it down. Okay, elongate through the neck. If it bothers the neck, try to look down. And remember, you could always just keep your hips down if this is just too much. Okay, seriously strong. It can meet you wherever you're at, right? Okay, you can amp it up with heavier weights. You could chill it out with body weight. You can keep the hips down. Big lift, squeeze, pause. Who's feeling that bottom outer hip? Because I am. It's sneaky. And guess what, guys? We're about to hit the other side. Good, big lift, open it up, and take it down. Breathe out, and breathe in. Okay, let's hit 5 more, and we're on to our feet. We're here for 5. I'm a little nervous about the second side, but we're strong, we got this. And 4. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one, big lift. Hold, 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 squeeze into it. Float it down. Okay, we are up. So, weight into the left hand. Right foot is our standing leg. We're not sitting into that hip. We're hugging it in. We're using the core. We're lifting up. Rest the weight on the outside of the left leg. Spiral those toes in. We got our circles. 1 to the front and around to the back. one to the back and around to the front. Okay, so we kind of know the flow, right? So, maybe a little bit easier knowing what's coming next. I know we're feeling it. And you know, the funny thing about doing single-sided stuff is the other leg is still working. It's just doing something a little different. So this might be tougher because of that, but we're really warm. Sometimes, once we get it going, it can be easier. So I want you to channel that energy and not be thinking about like, oh, I gotta do on a second side. You're strong, you got this, we're here. I want you to be empowered by that. You showed up to do this. No one else did that for you. That's one thing I always think about with my clients. It's like, you know, it's awesome if you can hire a private trainer, but like, just because I show up doesn't mean like I can get the results for you. Like, you gotta show up too, you gotta do it. So it's kind of the same deal here. Okay, keep lifting out of that right hip, even though it's screaming at us. Circle to the back and around. Good. I know if you guys take my classes, when I start to feel it, everything in my body just starts like quivering like crazy. Okay, let's go one more each way, to the back and to the front. Okay, we've got our lift with the hold. So turning that left leg and we lift, we up, we tap it down. We lift, up, tap it down. So leaning the body as much as we can into that left leg. Whew. Guys, the right leg is a quivering, but we're gonna hang on to it. We're gonna finish these reps up. We lift, work that left hip. Okay, so a couple more of these, and we're gonna take it in to our squats and lunge series. We're coming into scooter in just a second. Good, let's go for 4 more. We lift, up, we lower. We lift, up, we lower. Yep, fighting for it. That's how we get seriously strong. Last one. We lift, up, we lower. Okay, dumbbell, one hand on each side of it. Sit those hips back and shift it all into that left leg. We're gonna hit that bicep curl as we tap it out and lengthen it as we bring it in. Curl tap, bring it in, squeeze those elbows into your sides, shift back and down into those hips. Really dropping into it, guys. So when you dig the left heel down, but when trainers say like shift the weight back into the foot, that doesn't mean lift the toes up. So still firmly press your left toes into the ground for me. And elongate the spine, okay? So I don't want this action. That ain't too cute. Open the chest. Yeah, I think just like really proud posture. Okay, y'all, let's drop it down. We came to work. Let's do it. Breathing out and in. Okay, I need 1 more inch. Give it to me. We are coming into our row and lunge series in 5 and 4. For 3, dumbbell's gonna go into the right hand. For 2 and 1. Dumbbell into the right hand. Left foot is forward. So we're gonna row the right elbow as we tap it back. Bring the legs together. So now the leg is going back rather than the side. Okay, sitting back into those hips. Reach your butt back behind you. And we're moving from the shoulder blade. So yeah, clearly the elbow is bending, right? But that's not all that's happening. Make sure there's movement in your upper back. You're pulling from the right side of your upper back. That's what's gonna offer us the strength there, as well as the posture. Okay, we're taking a little bit lower for 5, and 4, for 3, and 2. Hold it back on 1. Tuck the right toes, pin your right elbow in, flip the wrist up. We lunge, we lift, we go into our external rotation. We lunge. As we stand, that right forearm opens out to the side. I'm keeping a static bicep curl the whole time. Do not drop the dumbbell. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. So, you are driving that left heel through the floor. Connect to that. Same thing as the squat, the toes stay down, just because we're favoring the heel. Let's go for 5, and 4. Last little bit of standing coming up, okay? So let's do it. For 2, last 1. Come down, put the dumbbell on the left thigh, sinking into it, embracing it. I don't suggest closing your eyes, I almost fell over. Let's make it small, up and down, up and down. We're here for 10, little lower. Work that back knee to the ground for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand it up. Okay, taking it to the mat, all fours. Dumbbell is going to go into the right hand. I'm gonna use the towel because I'm starting to slide because your girl is getting sweaty. Okay, so we've got the dumbbell in the right hand for those hanging bicep curls. That left leg's going straight back behind us. It's lifted, it's working, it's not hanging out. Push the floor away, curl the right wrist to the shoulder, and we take it down. Curl and lengthen. Okay, so if this is a new move for you, get the form down by noticing that the upper arm is still. It's frozen, it's not doing anything. I'm bringing my fingernails to the right shoulder. Okay, I'm getting a little hyped, so I need to slow myself down. And one thing I really like to slow down is the eccentric part of the movement. So that's the release. Okay, so curl, and then don't just let it drop, because that ain't gonna do anything for us. Curl, and we resist. There it is. Breathe out, and in. You can always give a peek to the lower half. Make sure it's cooperating for us. Okay, no movement in the center body. It's strongly engaged. Good, let's go for 5, and 4, for 3, and 2, hello biceps, and 1. Okay, keep that left leg engaged. Round your right arm, square your chest. We're gonna go for our fly. So the right arm goes out to the right. So you're really trying to not turn into the movement, right? Doing something called anti-rotation in the core, which also works the abs. Let's go for 5, and 4, for 3, donkey kicks coming up, 2, woo, and 1. That was challenging. Okay, so weight's going behind the left thigh. So get it really at the crease of the knee. Big squeeze. We know we've got a lot of reps with this one, so just hang on to it, okay? Abs are lifted. We go up with the left leg, foot flexed. We take it down. Big lift, squeeze. We resist it down. So this movement, like I was saying earlier, concentric, eccentric, that's the contraction. The eccentric is the down. That's usually the part that is rushed. Like When you go into the hard part, you go slow and then you kind of drop it. So challenge yourself to not do that. Move slow on the way down. Good, big squeeze up. Slow it down. Okay, so I'm hugging my right hip in, making sure I'm not sinking into my right elbow. Okay, so keep those straight, strong arms for me. And let's smooth that breathing out. We haven't taken any breaks. I've got a little bit of extra weight today, so I'm assuming there's a little bit of an aerobic effect happening here as well, but that's great. So it becomes a little bit cardio, light cardio, but still definitely getting the heart rate up without doing anything high impact, which we love. Okay, we got a couple more here. So, I know sometimes with a lot of reps, we can get bored or we get lazy, but that's not gonna help you get results. There's a reason why we're doing this many reps in this kind of class, because one, it creates a crazy burn, and two, it challenges the muscles in a different way. Good, we're here for 8. You got it. 7, 6, and 5, for 4. We got those small movements coming up. 3, and 2. Okay, here we go. We stay up, hold, and you're squeezing your tush, pushing your right foot into the ground for stability, pushing your left foot towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We bring it down. Okay, bring it around. We're hitting our side kicks. So we're gonna go kneeling, facing each other. Still working the left leg, the weights in the left hand. So put the right hand underneath your shoulder. Okay, tuck your pelvis and slightly push your hips forward. Take the weight and reach it to the ground towards that right thumb. Row the weight close across the chest, reach up to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, twist your chest, reach it down. Add the leg, row and lift, bend and lower. Okay, working through the waistline. So this is a little bit like, sweat in the eye. This is a little bit like a side plank for that right oblique. So lift, rainbow through that right side. Row and lift, bend and lower. You got it. Row and lift, bend and lower. Okay, when I lift that left leg, we are making sure that it's from the hip and it isn't from me leaning over further into my support, which would be my right knee and my right hand. Okay, working through the left upper back with these rows. So I'm drawing the left shoulder blade to the back right here, and then pressing up without doing anything funky in the shoulder, okay? Row and lift. Okay, we've got one more move for this leg series that is coming up. Row and lift. Nice job, guys. Let's go for 5 more. For 5. And 4. For 3. And 2. Good, last one right here. For 1. Control it down. Set up for our side plank. Let's do it. Onto the right forearm. Heels way back. Put the weight on the outside of the left thigh. So kicking down into your bottom forearm and the right thigh, we open up into our clamshell. We lower everything down. Oh my gosh, that bottom outer hip, it's really feeling this one. Do you see that shake? Okay, so let's do it. This is gonna finish up a lot of our legs. Oh, we got some core and some arms coming in hot. So I really want you to think of the pressure of that bottom leg pushing down. So the more I push down, that's where I want you. I want you to get the outside of your right hip, not here, but here, and then lift the left leg. Bonus points. Let's make it a little bit more challenging for ourselves. Working to keep shoulders and hips stacked. Big breath out. Deep breath in. Good, we're working for it, guys. Let's go for 6. Find the shake. And 5. For 4. Okay, let's finish it up. For 3. And 2. Holy moly, last one. And 1. Hold, 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 squeeze. And take it down. Okay, guys, legs are sauced. They're feeling it. So let's set up for the abs. So we're gonna lay down. I got this lovely white towel because of my sweaty back. We're gonna use 1 dumbbell, and I want you to take a peek at one thing before we do this. So you should know the difference between imprint and neutral. So when you do your imprint, your tuck, it's like a little reverse crunch. Your low back touches down. When you do neutral, there's a little arch. So tuck, untuck, just from the pelvis, not from the ribs. So rib cage is gonna stay on the floor. So I need you to know that for this next ab series, because this is gonna be happening a lot. Okay, so we're grabbing that 1 dumbbell. You can always do this body weight if the dumbbell is too much for you. 1 hand on each side of it. Legs are to tabletop. Weight is right above the rib cage. I want you to use that weight to help pull the rib cage down. Legs are on up. Okay, so let's start in an imprint spine. There's no gap between the low back and the ground. Dip your left toe to the floor and pause. Give me a neutral spine. Give me an imprint spine and pull the leg up. Switching sides. Right toes dip. Neutral spine. Tuck the hips under. Lift. Left toe lowers just to a hover. Neutral. Tuck and lift. Right leg. Little arch in the low back. Get rid of the arch and lift. So we're taking a movement in the pelvis. The rib cage is glued to the floor. You modify by not lowering the leg all the way down. It can go about halfway or even a little less. Okay, if you're advanced, I want that leg pretty low. Okay, keep in mind, I like to build. So this is the first variation. If you're advanced, it's not gonna feel crazy hard. I want you to get the movement down, and I want you to not only get the movement that you can see down, but the movement that we want to happen in the abs. We go to neutral, we tuck the pelvis under, suck your stomach muscles in, engage the core. Neutral, tuck under, and lift. So continue to alternate for me here. There should be no stress in the neck. If there is, and you feel like this, you should pillow up underneath your shoulder blades or your head. Okay, let's go for 2 more right here, 1 more each leg. If this is hard enough for you, you can stay right here. Okay, we're doubling it up. Legs are hips distance parallel. We hinge the legs down.
Don't let the back arch until the legs are frozen. Neutral, tuck under, lift the legs. Inhale, lower, arch, exhale, tuck under and lift. Arch and lift. Okay, so I am really bracing the abs the entire time, and when I go into the tuck, I'm tightening them again. So I want you to think deeper and deeper connection during this core series and no release. So the belly is not going up and in. It's staying in and pulling in more and more. That's what I want you to try to find here. So if you want to add on, you're gonna put a little bend to the elbows. Keeping the low back down, the arms are gonna go overhead. The legs go down to a hover. We haven't arched the back yet. Then we find neutral, we tuck under, and then everything lifts back to the start. Low back is glued down, arms go overhead, legs lower, freeze. With complete control, allow the neutral spine, imprint the spine, lift everything back up. Breathing in to separate. Finding a little arch, breathing out, tuck, navel glues to the floor, and return. Okay, guys, so we have built onto this. Take it or leave it. So we're working for that seriously strong core now. And let's start to work for the breath. So inhale, hold the breath. Find neutral. Exhale the breath out to tuck. And pull everything back together. Try to keep the movements separate so that you can feel the work. Okay, give me one more. Toes dip as the arms hinge overhead. We neutral, we tuck under, we return. Okay, single leg stretch. Arms go overhead as we extend the left leg out to 45 degrees, pause. Neutral, tuck the pelvis under, return. Right leg extends to 45, arms go overhead, little neutral spine, and tuck the hips, return. Now, when we're extending the leg out, I'm feeling that it's harder for me to keep my ribs down, so make sure that's not happening. It's not that much of a back bend, so ribs are down the whole time. Lengthen, little back bend, reverse crunch, pull it in. So these are definitely working the lower abs. The angle of the leg depends on if you can keep the ribs down. So go higher up. If you're having a hard time getting your ribs and your chest, it should touch to the floor. Okay, I want you to think of isolating the lower back. That's where we're moving. Nothing in the upper back. Oh my gosh, our abs are gonna be sore tomorrow, y'all. Okay, we're gonna go for 3 more here. Last 2. Okay, last one. Freeze, double leg stretch. So both legs are gonna go out as the arms reach overhead. Neutral, tuck the pelvis, return. If it's too much with the weight, let's keep the weight over the ribs. We go out, neutral, tuck the pelvis, return. Out, neutral, tuck under, return. Or you can do the arms. Overhead, neutral, tuck under, return. I think I'm liking the weight right above the ribs. I'm just gonna be honest with where I feel the work. So just because you feel like you're advanced, I know I'm pretty advanced, but that doesn't mean that I have to do every advanced option every day. And just because some days the advanced option works for me, doesn't mean some days I can connect to it. So I just listen to my body's strength, and that's one thing I would love to teach you guys on my channel is listen to your body. Doesn't matter what anybody tells you. If it doesn't feel right, do not do it. If you have a red flag going off in your mind, it means not today or not for you. Okay, last one. Legs go out, neutral, tuck under, pull it in. Okay, so straight legs now. Oh, is that a hamstring stretch? So we're gonna go right leg lowers. We have an imprint. Then we do our little pelvic rock and we pull it up. Left leg lowers. Arch, reverse tuck, and lift. I think with the single leg, I like the arms, so let's try it. Right leg goes down, arms go overhead. There is no arch yet. Then we get the arch, then we tuck, and we lift. Left leg, neutral, tuck under, and lift. Yeah, the single leg feels much more doable for me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, one thing about the arms I didn't mention is when your arms go overhead, your shoulders should not shrug up. So make sure your shoulders stay away from your neck. So I know like laying down, sometimes you don't feel like you're thinking about form in your shoulders maybe, but it's definitely a good thing to consider, especially if you hold a lot of tension in your neck. Okay, let's go for 3 more. We lengthen, arch, tuck under, and return. Last 2, you guys. 1 more. Okay, double leg stretch. Here we go. Straight legs. We're gonna lower down. No back bend. Then we back bend. Then we tuck. Then we lift. Lower. Arch, scoop under, and lift. Use the weight to keep the back ribs on the mat when you go into that small arch. Okay, observe your own body. So once you see the movement, if you're really visual and you want to watch, get it down, and then think about your body. Feel into where your back is on the mat, and let that guide you. Especially if you're learning. So don't be scared if this sounds like, I don't know what she's talking about, and some things are kind of foreign. That's fine. Remember, I've done this for years, so it becomes more natural for me. So if you're just starting, don't be shy or scared that doesn't seem natural. It will happen. It's just about, getting it into your routine and doing a lot of practice. Okay, let's go for 4 more. We lower. Little arch, tuck under, and lift. Last 3. For 3. For 2. Okay, last one. Do not drop those legs. Legs are up. Dumbbell is up. You are up. And we're going to do little pulses. Squeeze those abs down. Try to relax those shoulders and pull the stomach in. This is gonna complete our ab series, kinda. If you want a little bit more, you can lower those legs. Keep a tight squeeze on those inner thighs. Maybe a little lower with those legs. Okay, let's go for 20, 19, 18, make it even smaller, 17, 16, all from the abs, not the arms. The chest, the abs are lifting the weight for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's get into the arms as if we haven't. Okay, so we're gonna be kneeling, and now you need both weights. I know we haven't used the other one yet, but here we go. So you're gonna be kneeling. I'm gonna go sideways in a second, but kneeling, hips tucked under, hammer curl. So the thumb's coming to the shoulder. Okay, but we're gonna put a little variation on it. You know how we do here. So we are kneeling. You're gonna give me one bicep curl. Slowly take it down, tighten your abs, bring your left leg up without using your hands and tap the left foot forward. Then bring the left back to kneeling. Bicep curl. Shift your weight to the left knee. The right leg's coming forward. Tap, woo! And then we bring it back to kneeling. So it's a little bit of a stability drill. One bicep curl, and then we try to go really slow as we place one foot forward in the proposal stance. Okay, so alternate which leg you're bringing forward and control it on the way back in. Okay, take your time with this one. Just something fun to play with. Growing really tall through the crown of the head. And curl. And slowly forward, slowly back, even though I want to rush it, right? Because I feel like I'm going to fall over. Okay, let's go for 4 more. Curl and left. Step it back. Curl and right. Step it back. Okay, one more each way. Bicep and proposal. Bicep and proposal. Woo! Okay, so take that left foot forward. We're in our proposal stance. Stick your tush out. Take your abs in and hinge forward. Straight arms, you're gonna sweep them straight back. Pull the shoulder blades together. Think chest expansion. Stop them from swinging forward. So power back, resist forward. We're working through the triceps and the upper back. We're opening up through the chest. Okay, you've got a coffee cup on that front thigh. Don't let it move. So this one should feel almost nice. Think a little bit of a chest extension. So move your heart forward. Sometimes I see this in these movements when we hinge forward. So hinge is a flat spine, yeah? Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, slowly step to kneeling. Right leg forward, or switch legs if you did something different. We're gonna hinge and do triceps. So tailbone back, open chest, lean forward, bend the elbows back behind you, hug the arms in, and then kick the weights back and bend the elbows. Okay, focus on pushing back and squeezing the back of the upper arm. Lift your chest up. So yes, we're leaning forward, but again, keep the length through the abdominal wall. Let's go for 10. We're coming into last thing, guys. I'm a little sad, but it's gonna be very fiery, so I think you'll enjoy it. Let's go for 5 and 4, for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, so this is our push-up series. We're gonna start on the knees and maybe we pop it up, but let's learn it on the knees because it's requiring a lot of stability. So think Pilates push-ups, not like cranking them out push-ups. 1 dumbbell, dumbbell in the left hand. Take the hands wider than your shoulders. Walk the knees back. So we're gonna do basically a cross-body curl with the left arm or like a shoulder tap with the weight, okay? So we push up. We press up, and you're gonna bring the left weight to the right shoulder. Place the weight down, push up, press up, weight goes across the body. How are we making this Pilates? We are not twisting like this, okay? Maybe we do the push up on the toes. Let's give it a try. Push up, press up, shoulder tap, left to right. I think you can do it. Let's go for it, guys.
Push up, press up, across the body. Breathe in, breathe out, and tap. Breathe in, breathe out, and tap. Are you tightening your core? Are your shoulders down? Are your abs in? Just a couple things for you to think about. Okay, let's hit 3 more. We've got 3. Woo! And 2. Last one. And 1. Okay, bring it down and let's rock the other side to finish this seriously strong Pilates. Okay, dumbbell right, left hand left. We're kind of wide. Pop it up on your toes or you're on your knees. We push up, we press up, and we take that right hand to the left shoulder. We're gonna not move too quick. As we tap the wrist to the shoulder, you almost wanna pause. If you can pause, that's more advanced, so do it. Breathe in, breathe out. You guys are fierce. Let's go. Let's finish these push-ups up. Try to stay heavy in the right foot as we go into that shoulder tap. You've got 4 to finish it up for 4. Let's go for 3. I know it's hard, but that's why we want to finish it, because we can do it. For 2, here we go, last one. Push up, press up, cross, tap, and down. You guys, that was crazy. If you've hung out this long, I'm gonna give you a little bonus since we have the weights. We are gonna do a weighted plank. Now, these do roll around, so just be a little bit careful. We don't have weight plates, we're at home. We're gonna put the weight on our back. If you don't wanna do that, you can join me with just a plank hold, okay? So I'm gonna go on my forearms. I'm gonna set the weight on my back and hope it participates and stays there. Okay, I'm gonna tuck the toes under behind me, and we're in it. Tuck the pelvis, abs are in, we're braced, we're staying strong. We came to get stronger, right? Okay, so just bring your attention inwards. Okay, so go into the body. Check in, how do you feel different from the beginning of this class to right now? Where are we at? One thing I always notice is my mood is always so much freaking better, even if it was really hard. Okay, push the floor away from you, plant the palms. Let's go 20 seconds to take it home. 19, 18, 17, it's that slow count you know that the Pilates instructors love to give you. 12, 11, you got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. We did it. You did it. Good work, guys. What do you say? Feel like a stretch? Me too. Okay, one thing I love to do in Pilates is some extension. We didn't do a ton of it in class today, so let's hit some right now. So hands wide, slightly turn the fingers out, a little bit above shoulder height. Press into the hands, drop the shoulders, peel that spine up, and give me some neck rolls at the top. Okay, loosen everything up, melt the tension down the spine and out of the body. And then reverse those neck circles. Take them in the other direction. Woo, that feels nice. Good, give me 2 more. Last one. Okay, through center, melt it down. Place your forearms down so they're right underneath the shoulders. If your back is a little iffy, you can bring the arms further forward, okay? Elbows a little closer if you have more flexibility there. So press down into the right palm, bend the left foot in, grab the left foot with the left hand and kick it back. Advanced option, inhale, press onto that right palm, kick the left foot back, and then float it down. Let's do a couple of those. Okay, you're widening your chest, and you're bringing the left side of your thigh and your chest forward. So try to square to the wall in front of you. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Last one. And float it down. Okay, left forearm down. Right leg in. Roll weight onto the right thigh as you grab the right foot. Kick the right foot back as you press up onto that right palm. And we float it down. So this is also a shoulder stretch on that right side. Maybe even some of the bicep. Definitely got that today, right? Let's go for 3. And 2. Last one for 1. Okay, release. Press it on up. Gonna move this guy. And let's hit a 90-degree bend. So you're gonna bring your left knee in front, knee in line with ankle. Right knee is in back. Lean over onto that left forearm. Grab your right foot, pull the heel in, and bring your knee back in space. Tuck the pelvis. So like when we did the imprint, scoop the hips. It's gonna give you a little extra love into this right quad. Woo, that guy always gets really tight for me. I think because I like to work legs, you know? Okay, let's switch it out. So over onto the right forearm, left leg is in front. I'm gonna grab onto that left foot, pull the heel back, and push the pelvis forward. You guys, how do you feel? Oh, just always feels so awesome when you crush something that hard. Like endorphins and just also being really proud of yourself and just satisfied. Good, let it go. Okay, take a seat, cross your legs, interlace your fingers, and scoop out the spine. Push your palms forward, pull the waist back, and then inhale, rock onto the tailbone, lift the arms and lift the heart, grow tall. Okay, 2 more. Exhale, round it out, contract the belly. Inhale, lift it up, gaze to the ceiling. The last one, exhale to round. Inhale to arch, lift it up. Soak it in and let it go. You guys, I'm so proud of you for crushing this seriously strong Pilates class. So good work. I hope you loved this Just Strong outfit. I certainly did, and I hope that you got to get a good look of all the exercises with it. I literally did not have to adjust it once, which rarely happens. I mean, it really was awesome, I have to say. That was my biggest takeaway from this class. Oftentimes, I'm like pulling it down or pulling it up or adjusting, and I did not have to do that, so love it. Love it for me. But have an awesome time for the rest of your day or evening. Do not forget to hit subscribe below and check out Just Strong and my discount code in the comments. Bye, guys.